Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here and welcome back to another episode of our Gibraltar Challenge. And as you can see, we are into season number 5 now, 2019. And we have our Champions League match coming up on this episode. We have got 2 matches against a team called Virtus, which I believe are from San Marino. So it should, in theory, be an easy win for us. Yeah, it should be an easy win for us playing against Virtus. And then whoever wins this will go on to play Applewell from Cyprus, which is not too difficult. I think the last 2 years we've had some really difficult teams, but Applewell is a team that you never know. We might just be able to scrape by. You never know. But let's see what happens. Let's get into this first match against Virtus. Of course, we've got to beat these first, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And here we are. As you can see, we are big favourites this match. We are 1-4, whereas our opponents, Virtus, are 9-1. Should be a lot of goals in this one for us, I think. I'm hoping so, anyway. They're playing quite an attacking formation, but they're playing very narrow, so that should allow people like Cortez and McDonald to get free, basically, and do whatever they want. Now, team-wise, we've not brought anyone yet because literally the season finished and 3 weeks later into the Champions League, so nothing's really happened. I think the transfer window's only just opened. We've got Callum McDonald there in goal. We've got Steve Cooper playing at left back. We've got Matt Maguire in the middle, whose stats are going up. That's pretty good. Alongside him, we've got Stuart Cook. And then at right back, we've got Ashley Riley. I've clicked on the Pepe Reyes Cup there. It said, there's Ashley Riley. We're playing Evans in midfield. Of course, the big bad Evans, the best player we've got. Alongside good old Steve Foster, who, if you remember the last episode, he said he wanted to leave the club because he didn't think the club could match his ambition. He left the club and on the same day offered him a new contract. He came straight back, so that was a bit annoying. We've got Cortez playing at left midfield. John McDonald at right midfield. And then up front, we have Michael Luke. And he's going to be up front alongside Aidan Ives. So let's see how we get on. Got a normal bench. Hulk's not available at the moment for some reason. So, yeah, let's crack on and see how well we do in this first round of the Champions League knockout stage. We should win this, and we know if we get knocked out, in the second group stage, the second knockout stage, to say, at least we know we normally get about 300,000, which is enough again to boost up our finances. I have tried to build a new stadium. The board said they didn't want to build a new stadium at the moment because they didn't think we had enough fan base to do so. So that's not too bad. At least we've got the money. They're not moaning about money. They're saying about the fan base. So we just need to keep building that up and obviously just trying to go professional whenever we can as Michael Luke hits the crossbar. Going professional would completely change this game for us. If we can go professional, then I think we'll quite happily get a bit further in the Champions League as well. If we get into the third knockout stage of the Champions League, I think then if we lose, we go into the Europa League as well, which might be better for us. There's McDonald doing well to bring the ball down the right side here. Plays the ball in, and there is Michael Luke, and we are 1-0 up after 3 minutes away from home as well. And see, even this club here in San Marino has got a bigger stadium than we have, and I think we're a better team than these guys, which I think we're going to prove in this episode over the next 2 legs. But yeah, everyone seems to have a bigger stadium. They're actually filling the stadium up as well, which is pretty good. So, again, I think we actually broke our attendance record in the Rock Cup final. I think there was 2,500 people, which was a sellout in that stadium, which is pretty good. But like I say, we just want to get our own stadium. We want to try and show exactly what we can do and just trying to build ourselves up as much as we possibly can. If we get a bigger stadium with more people in, we might get some more money out of it as well. I don't think money is really a problem for us at the moment because, well, we've just got infinite funds. Because we're in the Champions League and because we're not full-time, we're not paying anybody massive amounts of money. So we are literally just saving up money at the moment until we can sort of go professional and build a stadium and actually spend it. I think we've got about £1 million in the bank, which doesn't sound like much in normal day football, but for a club in Gibraltar, that's a massive amount of money. And we are 1-0 up, 16 minutes in. We're dominating the game. I'm hoping to get a second goal pretty soon. We want to make sure that we finish this match off in the first leg. There we go. Ives gets the second goal. If you remember, in our last season, we took on TNS in the Champions League first round, and it was, it's disallowed. And we won the first leg 4-0, which I thought to myself, yep, that's great, rubbing my hands together, thinking we've sorted that out. And then we got to the second leg, and we were 3-0 down at half-time, and I really panicked, but luckily we did hold on to it and win the match 4-3. So what has happened since the last time I saw you? So basically, the Gibraltarian First Division has moved up 48 places, I think, in the reputation leagues for competition. So that's a pretty good one. Gibraltar themselves as a nation have moved up in the coefficient as well, so that's been pretty good. And they've actually gained another Europa League spot. So now 3 clubs in Gibraltar go into the Europa League, and one team go into the Champions League. So, as a nation, Gibraltar are slowly building up, which is great. And I'm hoping as we continue on, that can start to move on as well. Because I really want to... I think we have to build... Because we've got fantastic youth academy. And I think that at the moment we're not getting any great players because Gibraltar as a nation haven't got a very good sort of youth category. There we go. Cortez with the second goal. Great goal. So I think as the nation grows, I think our youth category will... Is disallowed again? Yeah, I think our youth category will build up and then we start to get some better youth players coming through. That's the hope anyway. Now, can we get a second goal that's not going to be disallowed? We've scored twice since that first goal and both have been disallowed. We've had 9 shots, 4 on target. We got the away goal, which is really important because you never know what could happen in the second leg. I think we're a much stronger team than these. We've proved it at the moment, but you just never know. After that game against TNS last year where I panicked, where in the second half, or the second leg, should I say, we conceded 3 goals in the first half. It was a bit terrifying. And here we go into the second half of the match then. I would like to get that match against Applewell. I think it would be a nice match for us to play in. I can't request to become professional yet. I think you can only ask once or twice a season. I've already asked maybe once or twice a year maybe. And I've already asked. It's not allowing me the option to ask that yet. Hopefully it will do again soon because we won the... I said at the end of last time we won the domestic treble. We didn't. We actually won 4 cups last year. We won the Pepe Reyes Cup, which is essentially the Community Shield. We won the Senior League Cup. We won the Rock Cup and we won the league. So we won every single trophy available last year in Gibraltar. And hopefully we'll do the same here this season. Great goal there. Foster gets it. And there's no chance of that one being marked as offside. And we are 2-0 up with 2 away goals. Great to see. That's rather annoying. That is like the worst thing that could have possibly happened. Right. I've got a slight problem. I'll be back in 1 second. Right, we are back. Sorry about that. Fraps is a bit funny. If you come out of the game, it just completely stops working. It won't let you go back into the game. So had to completely shut Fraps down and reopen it. And we haven't missed anything. We're just seeing the highlight here of Foster's goal. For some reason I got some bloody Windows update thing pop up and it pulled me out of the game and it wouldn't let me back in again because Fraps was open. So right, we've sorted that out at least. Now we do need to make some substitutions here because we've got a few players like John McDonald's really... He's on 41 health at the moment. So let's take him off. Let's bring on Miller. I know he's not... great at playing that right midfield spot, but I think he's going to have to do so. Tristan Sargent on in place of Frank Evans as well. And we have another centre midfielder we could use. We could drop Ives back into centre midfield and bring on Peachman, I think. Because, yeah, that's the worst thing about the Champions League playing in this sort of league. Is that it's just after the season's finished and you haven't started pre-season yet. So you're not fit at all, and that's the worry I have. But luckily it's not affecting us too much at the moment, although they are in. Zavoli is in. Can they get a goal back? He takes the shot and it's a fantastic goal by Zavoli. And Virtus, I think, was it Virtus? Yeah, Virtus get a goal back here against Europa. This is the closest first round match I think we've had so far since we're in the Champions League. It was a cracking finish. Hopefully this is just going to be a... Well, hopefully they're not going to get much more than that. Because I'm a little bit worried now. Come on, Miller, get the ball. Miller does get the ball. Plays it back to Ashley Riley. Come on, guys, let's get a third. I want to have that extra goal behind us going into the home leg. Tristan Sargent, who again last season got the goal of the year. So that's 3 years in a row that Tristan Sargent has been awarded goal of the season for Europa Point. Michael Luke sees the run around the outside from Cortez. Cortez! Oh, I was convinced that was going to be a goal there. Oh, I'm annoyed with that. I am annoyed with that. We've dominated this game and a 2-1 win is just not good enough, I don't think. I think we should be okay. We should go through, no questions asked, but I would have wanted more than a 2-1 win. There's the throw by Riley. I'd be happy with a 3-1 win. Miller plays it forward and Peachman is latching on and Luke is free in the middle of the box. Can Peachman see him? Oh, Peachman. Oh, he does find Cortez and it is 3-1. 3 away goals. I was worried then that Peachman had buggered that one up, but he does manage to find the good cross. And we're 3-1 up. That match in Cyprus against Applewell is looking closer and closer for us now. And I tell you what, our FIFA rankings is definitely going up. I think we were seeded in the second group of the first qualifying draw, which is the lowest group. But we got the highest seed out of all of the teams in there. We got the highest sort of FIFA rankings, I suppose, if you look at it that way, or UEFA rankings. So I wonder if there's a point where we might actually get up into the higher rankings soon. Right, so 3-1 win away from home, so 3 away goals. That's pretty good. I'm happy enough. I would have been happier if we'd scored more, but there you go. So, let's get into the second leg. And here we are with leg number 2. And as you can see, we're even stronger favourites for this one. Of course, we are winning 3-1 from the first leg, so we should be okay in this one. I have slightly changed the shape of the team just to keep the opposition guessing. They've stayed the same. Same sort of team really well. It's actually got quite a few changes. We've got Joseph at left back. Matt Maguire at centre back, who's stats are going up nicely. Cooper and Riley is normal. Got Conroy playing defensive midfield, a really good player actually, Conroy. Didn't get a lot of football last year actually. Foster and Tristan Sargent in midfield. We're expecting a good long shot from Tristan Sargent at some point. We know he likes to knock those ones in. We've got McDonald at left midfield. We're playing Jimenez Benitez at right midfield. Someone who comes in and out of the team really. He's still not what he would hope to be. He's only had 10 appearances and 2 goals in his entire career with us. And we've got Michael Luke up front on his own. So let's see if we can continue on where we left off with that 3-1 victory in the last match. I am resting a few players like Stuart Cook and Frank Evans and Cortez in this one. Because again, people are just not fit yet. It's very early in the season and these guys are just not fit yet. And I don't want to risk them getting injured. So we're winning 3-1. If we can get away without using them, that's excellent. And then we can save them up and use them against Apoel in a few weeks' time. Or a couple of weeks' time, whenever that match will be. That's as long as we get through this match, of course. And Benitez gets injured within the first 10 minutes. Of course you do. Great. Great. Right. Let's put some more crosses in because Benitez is a great crosser of the ball. But it's actually them who are on the attack. And we have got 3 away goals. Whilst that's good for us. But we don't want to be conceding goals. We don't want to have to use those away goals. Chiachi. The cross in is headed clear by Maguire. And it's picked up by McDonald. And maybe there's a counter-attack on here for us. McDonald, great ball over the top, and Michael Luke is behind the defence. Can he take advantage? He does. We're 1-0 up at home, 4-1 up on aggregate. And we can take a breath of fresh air now. Whew, a little bit of relief. Not that I was worried, but I'm just happy to get that extra goal because I really want to get into that next round of the Champions League. That match against Apoel, it's worth a lot of money for us. And can we score any more goals in this one? That's going to be the question. Benitez, he's got a stub toe. He should be right to carry on. Sargent with a corner. It's headed across and there's Maguire to make it 2-0. And now I think we've got both feet in this next round. I think we should have, definitely, shouldn't we really? I can't see they're going to... if they come back and score 4 goals and win this one 4-2, they would go through, technically, on away goals, but I can't see it. We're a much stronger team. We're at home. Their heads must have dropped by now as well. And we're on the attack again. Looks like we could just demolish this team, and that'd be good to get our momentum and our morale up high before that match against Apoel. Might help us out a little bit. Michael Luke plays it into McDonald. McDonald... little dink in. And Foster's there and it is 3-0. And Virtus have completely just folded in half here in the last sort of 10 minutes. Oh, there we go. We are going to play Apoel. It means we've got another episode coming up with some more Champions League football, which is always good to see. I thought Foster had left it there, but there's a little bit of dodgy defending and the ball bounced around in the middle there and it does end up at the feet of Foster, who doesn't bang it into the back of the net. Foster, a player we thought we'd lost, said he wanted to leave the club because he didn't think they could match his ambitions. He left the club and then offered him a new contract straight away and he came back again straight away. So we're locked him in for 2 years now, which is good. He's on a lot more money than what he was. I think he's on about £400 a week, which is... I think that might make him the highest paid player at the club, but I think it's definitely worth it. He's one of the top players we've got. Him and Frank Evans in the middle, and Tristan Sargent. I think our centre midfield spots are probably the best we've got. Tristan Sargent, Frank Evans, Foster, Conroy. Some of our best players were centre midfielders. And there's Foster again, and he scored a second. Great goal by Foster, and he's on a hat-trick now. Steve Foster on a hat-trick. He scored 3 goals in these 2 Champions League matches, and it's not even half-time. We're winning 4-0 already. Just shows that they must have done so well at home. But when they've come now to our place, they've just completely folded. And I'm still going to leave Benitez on the pitch for the length of it, I think. It might as well, mightn't we? He's not going to be our first choice player in most situations. So if he does get injured, it's not a major issue for us. Would it be great if we could get past Applewell? We've never managed to get past that second qualifying stage so far. We've always got through this first qualifying stage quite easily. But that second qualifying stage, we've lost to Copenhagen, I think it was. No. We lost to Malmo in the first season in the Champions League. We lost to Maccabi Tel Aviv last year, I think it was. And then this year we've got Applewell, which again is another difficult side that have made it through to the Champions League group stage on several occasions, as we make it 5-0 the goal from John McDonald. Yeah, so it's an interesting one. It could really go either way for us. I strongly feel that Applewell are, of course, going to be the favourites in that one, but you never know if we can just sneak something. We've lost 5-0 in aggregate last year, which is our best result ever in the Champions League second knockout stage. So if we could beat that, it's a step upwards, I suppose, but just getting through to that third knockout stage would be amazing. Just be able to just take us that one step further this season than what we've been before. And maybe that might help us out with going professional, because still the club won't even listen to me talk about it. And like I say, it will just... If we go professional instantly, I think we will be a better team for it. Because, like I say, I've got a list of players that I want to buy as they do get the away goal. A list of players I do want to buy which are actually a lot better than what we've got. And they'll all come to me as long as we're a professional side. There's a lot of them that say we do not want to move nation for anything less than a professional contract. And like I say, I think we can, if we can offer that professional contract, we can sign some of these cracking young players. I must have all of the best Gibraltarian players that are existing on the game at the moment. There's a few that we haven't got, I think, that are at other clubs, but they won't join us for some reason. But yeah, I think we're doing well. So Benitez is really struggling, but I'm not going to worry too much about him. Peachman can come on in place of Michael Luke. Again, even the people on the bench are not fit. Frank Evans can come on for... Should we leave Foster on? He's on a hat-trick. But I don't want to risk... We'll take Foster off because I don't want to risk him getting injured. Because it looks like he's in top form, and we want to make sure we've got him for that match against Applewell. And we'll bring on Miller at centre-back in place of Cooper. So another highlight as well. We have dominated this game, and it's good to see. I think we'll probably do the same as what we did last season. We'll play the Champions League matches, and then we'll skip them. We might watch the first couple of games of the season, of course, the Pepe Reyes Cup and the first league game of the season. Then we'll probably whiz through the majority of the league again. Probably just watch the last couple of matches like we did last time, and get back into the Champions League straight away. Because I think there's no point in messing around showing you guys all the matches during the season, because it's just too easy now for us. We're far in advance of anybody else in the nation, so it's just now a case of... They've scored again. It's just now a case of really showing what we can do in the Champions League and just trying to get that professional status and build up. Of course, I'm not worried at all, because they still need 5 goals to go through. So if we can not concede 5 goals in the last 14 minutes, then we're looking pretty good in this one. But this Savoli's been quite a good player. We might have to look to see if we can actually sign him. I don't know if we can. He's probably just a generated player, but might be worth a look. Let's drop that onto counter, just make sure we don't concede anymore. Can we sign him? 25-year-old? No, he's not a real player. It's a shame, because he looked pretty good these last couple of matches. But I just want to get this full-time whistle blown as soon as possible, so these players can start to rest. And we're getting in risky territory of injuries now. Everyone's on like 45%. Everyone's on 45% sort of health. And they have scored again. And this time it's Zanotti. Again, there's no real worry. They've got to score another 3 goals before they go... No, another 4 goals, sorry, before they go through. But I wasn't expecting to concede this many in this match. It's a bit of a shocker, really. We must have just got really complacent in this one. That's all I can imagine. Because we did go 5-0 up, and then we conceded 3 now. But that's the end of the game anyway. So yeah, good win here in the first round of the Champions League. Of course, our next episode is going to be the two legs against Applewell. And hopefully we can do a little bit better this year than what we have in previous. Even if we just lose by less than 5 goals in aggregate, that'd probably be an upgrade for us. As Peachman finishes it off with a nice 6. What a peach of a goal that was. So yeah, hopefully we can just do better than that. I would love to get through, but I just don't know if it's going to be possible or not. But I think Applewell, I don't know if they're easier or not. We had Malmo, we've had Maccabi Tel Aviv, and now we've got Applewell. All 3 teams are probably on the same sort of level. They're all teams that have made it through to the Champions League group stages and things like that. So yeah, hopefully we can do something a little bit better this year. And I just really want to become professional, because if we can become professional, all of a sudden we can start to get a hold of some of these players that can move us up to that next level and hopefully allow us to beat teams like Applewell. So let's just say we're happy about that, even though the goals we conceded wasn't very good. And that's about it then. So, we are going on to the next episode to face off against Applewell in the Champions League. I hope to see you all there. Of course, if you have enjoyed this video, then please do hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to subscribe for a lot more Football Manager Gibraltar Challenge. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.